start by sewing the back side of the shirt. So the back side has 2 yoke pieces, as you can see. I'm going to sandwich the bottom part of the shirt between these 2 yoke pieces. So let me just show you how easily it's going to be done. I'll get this bottom part of the shirt and I'll place the right side of the yoke facing the right side of the shirt. And then I'll get the other piece, the right side of the yoke facing the wrong inside of the shirt. So I'm just going to place this underneath, as you can see. Then next I'm going to take it to the sewing machine and I'm going to run a straight stitch. So after running a straight stitch on the sewing machine, this is how it's going to look like, as you can see. Then next I'm going to press and iron. Then I'm going to get my front pieces. We're going to stitch and connect the front pieces to the back side. But before, remember we have the button placket. First we're going to run a stitch, 2 stitches on this folded button placket. So the 2-inch button placket has been folded inside. Then I'm going to run a stitch there and there. Then after running the stitch, I'm going to connect this front piece of my shirt to the back side. And remember the back side has 2 yoke pieces. So this front piece will be sandwiched between the 2 yoke pieces right there. So I'm just going to sandwich it there. Then I'll run a straight stitch and turn it. So after stitching, this is how beautiful it looks. I'm going to press with the pressing iron. Then after pressing, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to attach my sleeve. So I have 2 sleeve pieces. If you'd love to watch how I drafted these sleeve pieces, check out my video in the description box or just right below this video. So I'm going to sew my sleeves. I'll just take it to the sewing machine, align them well, stitch, and then after stitching my sleeves, I'm going to sew the sides of the shirt. Then after sewing the sides of the shirt, that is how beautiful it looks. Then next I'm going to sew the collar. So let me show you how to make the collar and how to sew it. So the first thing you have to do before drafting your collar, you have to measure around the neck of the shirt that is already drafted. So get the distance, and this distance of the neck is going to help you to draft the shirt collar pattern as shown. So I'm going to be using my fabric and also fusible interfacing later on. So this is the interfacing, iron-on interfacing. So I'm going to draft the collar and the collar stand. And as you can see, the fabric is on fold. So since the fabric is on fold, I'm going to divide my neck circumference measurement by 2. So I'll mark my neck circumference measurement by 2, and this neck circumference measurement was gotten from the actual sewn shirt. So I'm just going to mark it right there. Then next I'm going to make my collar stand. So the collar stand is going to be 1.5 inches. But once we include seam allowance, it can go up to 2 inches. So I'm going to mark my collar stand including the seam allowance right there. Then next I'm going to draw a horizontal line. But before I do that, I'm going to mark my collar measurement. From the collar stand, I'm going to go up by 3 inches. So this is the collar stand down and the collar on top. So I'm going to draw a horizontal line up there and another horizontal line here. So we have the collar and the collar stand that is going to be drafted all together at once. So let me draw a line up from where my neck circumference divided by 2 measurement ended. Then next we're going to shape our collar and our collar stand. So to shape the collar and the collar stand, go on the open side of the fabric, this side where there's an opening. Then at this point here, I'm going to go in at this point, I'm going to go inwards by 1 inch. So I'm just going to get my measuring tape and mark 1 inch right at this point. Then I'm going to make a curve down here on the collar stand. So I'm just going to curve. Then I'm going to draw a diagonal straight line on top from here up. Going to go up there. Then next I'm going to cut out my collar and my collar stand. So this is the collar and the collar stand. So the same design, I'm going to take it on the fusible interfacing. But before we do that, we just cut with a pair of scissors. Okay, so I have my collar and my collar stand, as you can see. So I'm going to trace these patterns on my fusible interfacing. And I'm going to cut 2 more pieces, one for the collar and the collar stand. So we need to have 2 pieces of the collar and 2 pieces of the collar stand. So let me just trace this on the interfacing. So as you can see, I have 2 pieces of interfacing, 2 pieces of collar stand, and 2 pieces of the collar. So I'm going to iron this fusible interfacing onto the collar and also onto the collar stand. So I've just ironed my fusible interfacing on my collar and also on my collar stand. I've ironed on the wrong side. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start stitching together. I'll place the right sides of the collar stand, right side facing right sides. Then I'm going to stitch around on my sewing machine. So I'm just going to take it to the sewing machine and I'm going to stitch. And I'll do the same on my collar as well. I'm going to stitch around it. So I'm going to start with my collar. I'm going to stitch around the collar. I'll stitch right here, there, and up there. So after stitching, I'm just going to notch around, then turn it to the right side. So I'm just going to turn it, as you can see. Then next I'm just going to press and iron. Okay, so now we're going to sew the collar stand. So pay attention guys, it's very easy. I'm going to sandwich this collar between the two collar stand pieces. So as you can see, this is my already made collar. I'm going to sandwich it like so between the two, like I have done like so. Then I'm going to place the other one so that I can sandwich the collar. This is the collar that I've sewn. Sandwich it between the two collar stands. Then I'm going to stitch around. So I've sandwiched it, then I'm just going to stitch around. So if you love this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. So I'll just take it to my sewing machine and stitch right there. So after stitching, this is how it looks. Then I'm going to turn it and flip it out. So look at how beautiful it looks, guys. So I'm going to turn it over. So if you love this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. So there is my collar attached to the collar stand. And if you haven't watched my shirt cutting and sewing video tutorial, make sure you watch it down. I'll link it in the description box down below. So I'm now going to attach it into the shirt. I'm just going to get my shirt. So this is my shirt. I'm just going to attach it into the neckline of my shirt. Just put it in here. Then take it to the sewing machine. I'll stitch one side, then the other side. So this is how beautiful it looks, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd love to watch more sewing and pattern drafting video tutorials from me. Thank you so much, guys, and bye. See you next time.